life he has neither joy nor happiness. Although he is reputed to be rich, he is no different from the poor person. The miser's home is like a burial mound or a tomb. The beggars keep far away from it and finally nobody comes near it. This is why the miser is rejected by the sages. Even if the breath of life is not exhausted, he is no different from a dead man. The miser has neither merit nor wisdom. He is not firmly resolved to give. About to fall into the pit of death, his love of saving changes into suffering and hate. Only his tears will depart with him. The fire of sadness and regret will burn his body. The good donor is happy, and, after death, has no suffering. The person who practices generosity, his renown fills the 10 directions. He is loved by the sages. Entering into their assemblies, he is not afraid. When his life over, he is reborn among the gods, and in time he will certainly gain nirvana. Condemning avarice in many ways and praising generosity is called recollection of material generosity. 2. Generosity of the Dharma. How is generosity of the Dharma recollected? The yogin has the following thought. The benefits of generosity of the Dharma are very great. It is because of generosity of the Dharma that all the disciples of the Buddha have found the path. Moreover, the Buddha said, of the 2 kinds of generosity, generosity of the Dharma is foremost. Why? The retribution for material generosity is limited, whereas the retribution of generosity of the Dharma is immense. Material generosity is rewarded in the desire realm, whereas generosity of the Dharma is rewarded in the threefold world and also beyond the threefold world. If the ascetic does not seek glory, profit or power, if he exerts himself solely in the path of the Buddhas and develops great loving kindness and great compassion, if he saves beings from the suffering of birth, old age, sickness and death, then this is pure generosity of the Dharma. Otherwise, it is only a business deal or a barter. Moreover, when material generosity is practiced widely, wealth is exhausted. On the other hand, when generosity of the Dharma is practiced widely, the Dharma grows. Material generosity that has existed for countless generations is an old habit. On the other hand, generosity of the Dharma which did not exist before the blossoming of the holy Dharma is something new. Material generosity remedies only hunger and thirst, sicknesses of cold, heat, etc. Generosity of the Dharma can drive away the sicknesses of the 98 defilements. For all these reasons, a distinction is made between material generosity and generosity of the Dharma. The yogin should re-elect the generosity of the Dharma. Question. What is generosity of the Dharma? Answer. Generosity of the Dharma is the fact of teaching others the 12 classes of texts preached by the Buddha with a pure mind and in view of merit. Furthermore, generosity of the Dharma is also the fact of using magical power so that people may find the path. Thus it is said in the Wang Ming Po Sa King. People who see the brilliance of the Buddha find the path and are reborn among the gods. Therefore, if, without saying anything vocally, one brings others to find the Dharma, that is generosity of the Dharma. In this gift of the Dharma, the mental nature of beings, the greater or lesser number of the defilements, the sharpness or dullness of their wisdom must be taken into consideration. It is necessary to be based on what can be useful to them in order to preach the Dharma to them. In the same way, the medicine is regulated for the sickness for which it is efficacious. There are people who are especially lustful, especially hateful, especially stupid, combining 2 of these tendencies, or mixing all 3. For the lustful, contemplation of the horrible is preached. For the hateful, loving kindness is preached. For the stupid, the profound codependent production of phenomena is preached. For those who combine two of these tendencies, both of these practices are preached. For those who mix all three practices are preached. If one does not know the nature of the sickness and one errs in the medicine, the sickness gets worse. Those who believe in the existence of beings are taught that only the five aggregates exist, and that there is no Atman in them. Those who deny the existence of beings are taught the renewing of the five skandhas serially so that they do not fall into the wrong view of nihilism. To those who seek wealth, generosity is preached. To those who wish to be reborn among the gods, morality is preached. To those who are afflicted, the things of the gods are preached. To unfortunate lay people, the regulations of the monks are preached. To lay people who love money, the fivefold discipline of the Upasaka is preached. To those who hate samsara, the three seals of the Dharma, impermanence, non-self, nirvana, are preached. Being based on the doctrine of the Sutras, the preacher himself shows the meaning and the logic and adorns the gift of the Dharma with comparisons in order to preach it to beings. 3. Abandonment of the afflicting emotions. To destroy, to reject all the afflicting emotions from the 3 fetters up to the 98 latent tendencies is called abandonment. By recollecting the rejection of these things as one rejects venomous snakes or like shackles, one acquires salvation and joy. Furthermore, recollection of the abandoning of the disturbing emotions also enters into recollection of the Dharma. Question. If it enters into the recollection of the Dharma, why speak of it again here? Answer. Abandonment of the disturbing emotions is something splendid, difficult to acquire, peerless and immense. This is why it is mentioned separately. Furthermore, there is a difference between recollection of the Dharma and recollection of abandonment. To recollect the Dharma is to recollect the Dharma of the Buddha, the foremost of all good Dharmas. To recollect abandonment is to recollect the disturbing emotions and sins insofar as they are quickly rejected. Since their aspects are distinct, the two recollections are different. For these many reasons, the yogin should recollect abandonment of the disturbing emotions. This recollection of abandonment constitutes the first practice of knowledge as dhyana, where there is a risk of experiencing pride. Vi. Recollection of the deities. 1. Recollection of the gods by birth. In this recollection of the gods, it is a question of the 6 classes of gods of Kamadhatu, from the Kata Maharajakas up to the Paranomita Vasavati Devas. Question. The disciples of the Buddha should recollect the Buddha and the Dharma of the Buddha exclusively. Why still recollect the gods? As a reward for their actions, people receive the happiness of the heavens. This is why the deities who live there are recollected. Furthermore, the Buddha himself gave the reasons for practicing the 8 recollections and declared, the noble disciple who recollects the deities should have the following thought. The Kata Maharaji Ka Devas are born in their paradise as a result of 5 good qualities. Namely, faith in the retribution of sin and merit, the observance of morality, hearing the holy Dharma, the practice of generosity and the practice of wisdom. I too possess these 5 qualities and I rejoice, for it is said that the deities, as a result of these 5 qualities, have taken birth in the blessed abodes. I too, who possess these qualities, could be reborn there if that is what I wanted. But as the happiness of the paradises is transitory, I will not do so. And the disciple will reason in the same way for the other 5 groups of deities up to and including the Paranomita Vasavatan Devas. Question. In the threefold world, there are many pure deities occupying Rupadhatu and Arapiadhatu. Why recollect only the gods of the desire realm?